let's now get into the matchups here, Grayson. What's a matchup that you're eyeing against Syracuse? What's something that you're looking at and saying, ooh, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for SMU to take advantage of this from Syracuse.
Talked about this yesterday. SMU's running game, which has been excellent. It's probably been the best part of this team thus far. And Syracuse cannot stop the run. They can't. I went into detail. I mean, you guys have made every running back this year look like Barry Sanders. I mean,
I was going to say Eric Dickerson since this is SMU.
I mean, shoot, Eric Dickerson, Craig James. There's been a myriad of them. But I mean, Nate Shepard last week. The kid at Clemson the week before. Tennessee ran the ball all over them in the opener. I mean, look. I mean, Syracuse. The secret. It's not really a secret. They can't stop the run. And what SMU has done in terms of when they stick to the run and when they actually stay true to that identity, they can do a lot of good things. There have been numerous times throughout halves that TJ Harden and Chris Johnson Jr. have ran for over 5.5 carries, both of them. So, I mean, that, and then you've got a couple other running backs you're factoring in there. If SMU wants to, they can just run the ball down Syracuse's throat, and I don't know how Syracuse is going to stop it unless they commit extra men to the box, which at that point, SMU's got plenty of deep targets to where the play-action game could really be the final nail in the coffin.
I'm going to admit I'm kind of cheating here by saying I hate the defense against the SMU offense. How about that? Like, just hate the whole defense against this SMU offense.
Is there anything you like about the Syracuse team?
I mean, like, yes, if they
y'all got really good wide receivers.
So yes, their bread and butter is their offense. Mm-hmm. The issue is they have a backup quarterback for the rest of the season. Like, I have to be fair. And the backup quarterback and the offense, they sputtered against a Duke defense that's not particularly good. They're not that good. They weren't good heading into the game. Now, all of a sudden, their rankings might be a little bit better because they got a game against Syracuse. And so I need that offense to prove me wrong. I need them to wake up because this team does not have much of a chance to beat a team like SMU if they can't get going on offense. I basically call the defense a free space now. That's what it is. It's a free space. You got to hope that they can force a couple of turnovers. Maybe Kevin Jennings, who's thrown 5 interceptions in 4 games, maybe he puts one up for grabs and you can have a Syracuse guy go up and get it, or you get a batted ball or a miss exchange on a snap. I mean, who knows? At this point with the Syracuse defense, it's all about, can you just try to take advantage of moments? Because they're not going to stop the run of SMU. I'd be shocked if they can. I'd be shocked if they can slow down SMU's passing attack led by Kevin Jennings. Completely stunned. So when I look at matchups, the defense against this SMU offense, I'm not expecting much. I think SMU at minimum is going to put up 30 points. And that's me being nice to Syracuse. At minimum, they're going to score 30. So as far as a matchup that I'm eyeing that's in favor of Syracuse, since I've been so negative about my Syracuse Orange that I love, I do like their wide receivers. Their wide receivers should be able to get open. That's probably the best unit of the team right now. We were talking about it in the preseason that's the best unit on the team. Jonte Cook has been as good as advertised coming over from Texas and Washington. He looks great. He looks like the guy that was a 5-star recruit in high school in 2023. You got him. Justice Ross Simmons, you have him. He's a pretty good player. Emmanuel Ross, he stepped up and actually had a pretty productive day against Duke, one of the lone bright spots in that game. I think, honestly, the big key for Syracuse on offense, Rickie Collins, he's got to be able to get going. And also, just don't shoot yourself in the foot like they did a couple of times last week against Duke.
And I will say this, and, to go back to your Kevin Jennings point, those interceptions, he threw 2 of them against TCU and desperate time trying to make a play kind of thing. So, but I will say to that point though, Kevin Jennings, while he can operate an offense and move the ball down the field, he'll give you a chance to take away 1 or 2 per game. So if you can capitalize on those, that goes a long way toward Syracuse staying in the game. But that was the matchup I was eyeing when it came to Syracuse, was those wide receivers against SMU's corners. Now, SMU's safeties haven't been fantastic, but Isaiah Wokobia and Ahmad Moses are great. Their cornerback play has been as bad of cornerback play as you will find in the Power Four. I mean, it just has not been good. So the key is, can Rickie Collins get the ball there? if he can accurately get the ball there, he's got the receivers that can go up and make the play. He's just got to give them a chance to do so. And, the other thing about that is the offensive line, because SMU can put pressure on the quarterback. They've got 11 sacks on the season. But if the offensive line can hold up and Rickie Collins can just be decent enough, that's all I'm saying. Can he be good enough to where you think you can tread water? Syracuse is in position to where their wide receivers, who have been very good, can take advantage of SMU's corners, especially a corner room where they moved their best outside corner, Deuce Harmon. They just moved him over the bye week to nickel. So that it's a really strange time in the SMU secondary.
I think along those lines, Syracuse's offense relies on a short to intermediate passing game where their quarterback is basically told, you got to get rid of the ball quickly. This is not an offense where you're looking to roll out, improvise, hold the ball for 4 to 5 seconds. No, this is an offense that's meant to be quick. It's meant to be, I can't really snap my fingers, but it's supposed to be like ding, 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 ding. Like you're going fast, you're playing up tempo, and your plays, more importantly, your quarterback is getting rid of the ball in 2 to 2.5 seconds. Because if your quarterback is getting rid of the ball quickly, well, that pass rush, I don't care who you've got in the pass rush, it's very difficult to get home in less than 2 seconds. Incredibly difficult. You can have NFL guys across the defensive line against the Syracuse offensive line. If you're getting rid of the ball quickly, they're not going to touch Rickie Collins. And then at that point, what's good is you hit on the corners for SMU. They're not very good. And the Syracuse wide receivers, They are good. They should be able to create separation. So if you're running that quick slant with Jonte Cook, or you're running that quick out to Justice Ross Simmons, or maybe you test them deep a little bit, 20 yards down the field, it should be there. It should be available for Rickie Collins. That's why the story for Syracuse, it goes back to what we talked about in the first segment of the show. If Syracuse can't get going with the passing attack against this SMU secondary, who are they going to be able to throw the ball against? And then at that point, you're relying on your running game, which I think is pretty good. But then you have a team like SMU in this matchup. They're pretty good at stopping the run.
Yeah, and I will add on to that by saying this. In terms of the quick, short to intermediate game, one of SMU's deficiencies on defense has been their tackling has been pretty bad too this season. So if you can get it into those playmakers' hands, there's going to be opportunities. Now, a lot of that bad tackling has come late in games when you're talking about a war of attrition and whatnot. So maybe that kind of comes back to the median sort of, because they're coming off of a bye week, SMU is. So, but that's one thing to keep an eye on too. If you can get the ball to the playmakers, will SMU be able to tackle them? Is a huge question mark.